over 90% of the world's trade carried by sea, the shipping industry underpins the global economy. Shipping is by far the most cost-effective way to move goods and raw materials around the world. Today, more than 50,000 vessels make their way across the oceans delivering household goods, vehicles, oil, gas, and chemicals. It is critical to ensure safety for these vessels, their cargoes, and the seafarers aboard who work tirelessly to deliver essential supplies.
In the 1990s, we saw the sharp increase of piracy and armed robbery issues in Asia, especially in the Strait of Malacca and Singapore, where the Japan-related vessels navigate. We took it very seriously, and to cope with this situation, Japan hosted a regional conference on combating piracy issues and invited governmental experts to this meeting. This meeting was convened in Tokyo in the year 2000. Based upon this initiative, in November 2001, Japanese Prime Minister Koizumi proposed to set up a working group of the government officials to draft a regional agreement on combating piracy issues. That was the start of the negotiation of this ReCAAP agreement.
Since its inception in 2006, the ReCAAP Information Sharing Center has made significant achievements in combating piracy and armed robbery against ships in Asia. Its timely and accurate information sharing on the instance is useful and relevant for the maritime law enforcement agencies and the shipping industry as a whole. ReCAAP also inspired the establishment of the Djibouti Code of Conduct as a successful model of anti-piracy regional cooperation. IMO highly appreciates the activities of the ReCAAP Information Sharing Center as a vital partner and continues to work together in order to make the seas safer and more secure for all.
ReCAAP Information Sharing Center collects data from all its focal points, partner organizations, and the maritime community. This raw data is then critically analyzed and disseminated to all relevant parties in a timely and accurate manner. This information analysis and sharing helps enforce agencies in the optimal deployment of assets and the maritime community in taking risk mitigation measures. How does this information sharing mechanism work? When a piracy or armed robbery incident occurs on a vessel, the shipmaster will sound the alarm to alert the nearest coastal state or his shipping agency, who will in turn file an incident report with ReCAAP's information network system. ReCAAP ISC then processes this information and alerts vessels in the region through the information network system. With this network of information, ReCAAP ISC is able to plot a picture of the maritime environment around its designated focal points. This process of reporting and disseminating information has been successful in stemming the rise in piracy and sea robbery and in building overall situation awareness in Asian waters. ReCAAP ISC also collaborates with its partner organizations like the International Maritime Organization, or IMO, in the exchange of piracy and armed robbery information, and work together to create safer and more secure seas in Asia.
As a contracting party to ReCAAP and host of the ReCAAP Information Sharing Center, Singapore is pleased to work with fellow ReCAAP contracting parties and our partners to ensure the timely, accurate dissemination of information on piracy and armed robbery against ships in the region. Singapore also supports ReCAAP's role in capacity building and fostering closer collaboration with maritime agencies and the shipping community in Asia. ReCAAP remains as relevant as ever despite the changing maritime security environment. We look forward to contributing to ReCAAP's continued growth and development in the years ahead.
I think ReCAAP is a very useful organization for the shipping industry, and I think the level of cooperation that we've had with ReCAAP, both through our association and through many other associations, both regionally and internationally, is a positive thing. Having sort of a government-to-government organization like this is useful, and they have made a difference. Having been instrumental in publishing best practice guides for the industry is a concrete example of the good work that ReCAAP is doing.
For us, we will do our best to safeguard safety and life of seafarers, but we also expect them to cooperate with us. For example, to report to us in a timely manner and to follow our guides on safety of navigation and safety of the cargoes and vessels, and most importantly, the people on board the vessel. In the short run, I like to see ReCAAP as a center of excellence the sooner the better.
We have already started some concrete actions to achieve that goal of Center of Excellence. First, we have embarked on data analytics project, which will enable us to have deeper analysis of the situation and eventually predictive analysis. Secondly, we have started to strengthen our capacity building activities, particularly with the new program of capacity building executive program for our member countries. Thirdly, we have strengthened our efforts for branding and profiling of ReCAAP Information Sharing Center. We are contributing directly to the maritime community, enforcement agencies and shipping industry. Through that contribution, we are also contributing to the free trade, which is important for the economic development and prosperity of the Asian countries.